So guys, let's bring out Miss Tina, and Tina is going to be talking to us about Ayurvedic wellness and helping us elevate ourselves. She's a clinical Ayurvedic specialist, and she can help you in any analysis, treatment, prevention, longevity, and vitality, any addiction, ADD, ADHD, all those alphabet city stuff, trauma, fertility, what sexual wellness, insomnia, and all that good stuff. So welcome, Tina, and please tell us, go for it, man.
Thank you. It's great to be here. And I'm loving the size of our group because we can actually customize and personalize this talk if you have interest. Maybe give me a show of thumbs up or wave of hands if you would like to have an interactive discussion today. Okay, then I will just present the talk, and if anyone would like to interject anything or offer anything, then I'm very grateful to customize and offer any personal wisdom to address issues that you might have, right here, right now, today. Because I promise you, Ayurveda speaks to every single issue under the sun, large and small. It is powerful, ancient wisdom.
I need to make a quick suggestion. You have your ring light going right in your eyeball.
Oh, I do have that, don't I?
Yeah. So either you need to angle your glasses or angle your ring light, because we just, it's like distracting a little bit.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Now it's like a little.
Joan, can you take a look at the private message I just sent you on the chat, Joan Francis?
Joan Francis?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you hear me, Joan Francis? Okay.
Yes, you can.
It's good?
Yes, we heard you.
How's that? It's a little more
yes, better. Yes, totally.
How many people do we have from the East Coast? The sun is just going down here in California. Okay, Angela, East Coast. So we have such a great international turnout today. So I think that light is a little better. Okay, beautiful, Michelle. Great. Ayurveda. So Ayurveda speaks to every issue under the sun. It's a 5,000 year old, very ancient Indian wisdom. And the ancients used techniques of upashaya, trying this and trying that. And over these 5,000 years, a body of wisdom has been compiled that speaks to us today in a very fantastic, effective, and holistic way. So what is Ayurveda? Ayurveda is the ancient Indian healing wisdom, developed over 5,000 years that addresses every issue and also promotes highest level wellness. So you might have no issues and you can have more vitality, greater longevity. And this begins with doshas. So there are concepts of doshas. Doshas are vata, pitta, and kapha in Ayurveda. If we look at a single cell, the movement in a cell is vata dosha. The action of a cell is pitta dosha, and the structure of the cell is kapha dosha. Now, vata, pitta, and kapha, these energies, these forces, these elements can be applied to cycles during the day, to seasons, and also in a broader way to individuals. So we are very unique. Each one of us is completely unique. And in the West, we have broad-based health prescriptives, which don't speak to our individuality and keep changing. So, we have these trends, fads. Ayurveda has withstood the test of time, and this customization of harmonious intake for you, which will be really different. Joan Francis, to Roseanne, to Raphael, to Joe, to Mary Alice, because there has never, ever, ever been anyone just like you. And there will never, ever be anyone just like you, just like your thumbprint. So once we understand our elemental uniqueness, we can make choices from a more elevated perspective, and we can live in greater harmony. So there's the classic yoga analogy of the lake. So when a lake is turbulent and full of silt, it's very hard to see what's going on, under the surface of the lake. But when the lake is smooth and the silt is resting on the bottom of the lake and the lake is clear, we can see exactly what's going on. We can see what's true. We can see what's lasting. We can see what's not lasting. We can see illusion. So this is one of our aims in Ayurveda, to capture and inhabit and harmonize with reality. And this principle of harmony applies on all levels. When we harmonize digestion, then the mind moves to greater harmony. When we harmonize with our community, then we nourish each other and we live in harmony. So this smoothness, this purity, this spiritual connection is called sattva. I'll go back to the dosha idea because these are important concepts that we can apply throughout. Vata dosha, petite, difficulty putting on weight, might move to nervousness, fear, worry, overwhelm when out of balance. Pitta dosha, muscular, type A, probable leader, can move to fear, anger, intensity when out of balance. Kapha dosha, rounder, softer, heavyset. This dosha will move to retreat or avoidance or grasping, or might become overly emotional or bartering when out of balance. So we see how the physiology, the basic physiology affects many things: the mind, approach to projects, social dynamic, family dynamic, cultural dynamic, and we can learn exactly how that applies to our uniqueness, because none of us is one single dosha. We might have a predominant dosha, or we might even be tridoshic and be very evenly balanced amongst the doshas. So the first step in Ayurveda is painting a picture of you. Who are you physically, emotionally, spiritually? Once we have this roadmap, this blueprint of exactly what is going on, what your elemental makeup is, and if there are any imbalances. So your Prakruti is your original nature. This is your nature at the moment of conception, before anything could disturb you. And I loved all the sharings earlier. I loved the sharing about the elders and the babies being close to God. I loved the sharing about being your own best friend. I love the sharing about living, not just surviving. So when there's harmony, we are able to live on a higher level. We're not using all of our energy just to survive. And then by the same token, these baseline survival needs, it's very important that they be addressed and that they be aligned. So there is a saying in Ayurveda, and the saying is that when diet is right, medicine is not needed. When diet is not right, medicine will not work. So we have sleep, diet, and sexual energy as our pillars. These are our foundations. So we establish our Prakruti, and then we look at our individual pillars: sleep, diet, sexual energy. And these needs could be really different from one individual to the next. For example, Vata dosha is going to possibly move to imbalance in the large intestine and colon when they become too cold or there's too much movement. A pitta imbalance might move to the small intestine, the top of the stomach, or the liver if they're holding too much heat and their life is too intense. Pitta really needs the counterpoint of play, relaxation, because they have a lot of intensity built into them. Kapha dosha. Now, kapha dosha can be lethargic, can have a really hard time, getting out of the bed in the morning, can have a hard time getting things started. Kapha dosha might actually need to shake things up. They might need some spice in their food, some extra spice. Their digestion might be a little sluggish, and this would be the higher level digestion. So these ideas and elements, vata, pitta, and kapha, apply not only to digestion, individuals, each cell of the body, but they also apply to the day. So for example, the 6 to 10 a.m. and p.m. time of day, this is vata time of day. 10 till 2, pitta time of day, high energy, high productivity. 2 until 6, kapha time of day. This is the time when we wind down, things sort of slow down. So we can actually harmonize with the seasons, the times of day, digestion, community. The higher the level of harmony, the higher the level qualitatively our lives can be. And this is when you see creativity, really blooming. And this is when you see, high level productivity, and you see originality. So this is our aim. We have gunas in Ayurveda. These are tamas, rajas, and sattva. Tamas is ignorance, rajas is disturbance, and sattva is spiritual flow, purity, harmony. So our aim is always sattva. And actually, this idea of crowding out, the more sattva we insert into our life, the less room there is for tamas and rajas. But there are cycles. For example, I'll just use a personal example. I had asthma. I wasn't even really aware of my asthma. I went to the doctor, I got an inhaler, and that was as far as it went. I was really in a deep state of ignorance. I had no idea what was going on with my physiology. I had no idea steps that I could take to reverse my asthma. And the Western answer was this inhaler. Ayurvedically, I'm now asthma free, because what we learn is that beginning with the 3 pillars, sleep, diet, and sexual energy, and then balancing digestion. Now our mind is very balanced. Digestion and the mind correlate perfectly. So this is a very powerful tool. And then healing started to happen. And the scar tissue in my lungs, the things that used to hang in my lungs, the bronchial conditions from all that asthmatic trauma, they just stopped happening. My body self-healed. I loved the idea that the doctor shared this morning, that she is, not a healer, but that she has wisdom that can guide us to self-healing. And this is the aim of the Ayurvedic health counselor and Ayurvedic, clinical Ayurvedic specialist. So we learn about pathologies, and as we elevate our knowledge and see things, we might be disturbed. This is rajas, disturbance, but we can listen to that disturbance, take that information and reverse the nidana, which is the source of the disharmony. So instead of putting a little band-aid on the issue, which is the Western, allopathic medicine, we're going to the starting point, to the origin, and we're reversing whatever that disharmony is. And the reason we're able to really address that disharmony effectively is that we understand that each individual has different needs. And so, what might be poison for you, Joe, might be the best medicine in the whole wide world, Joan Francis. So we're not treating conditions, we're treating people. the whole person, and taking the soul into account, because we are spiritual beings. We have a mind, a body, and a spirit, and there is a part of us. So I love the work around past life sharings, and I'm very eager to learn from you, Joan Francis. We know Ayurvedically there's a part of us that is everlasting, that our temple is just temporary, and that there's quite a lot more to us than the breath, than the mind, than the body. And we use this recognition in our healing to yoke the mind, the body, and the spirit. So we have many modalities. We have aroma. We have color. The light waves from color affect us differently. We have sattvic colors. We have rajasic colors. We have tamasic colors, depending on what the patient needs to receive to find balance. And, aroma, similarly goes way past the conscious mind. This goes to much deeper into our, more emotive, deep feeling aspects of the mind and the body and the spirit. And we use aroma for healing. And we use ancient therapies. But ultimately, we aim to create a dinacharya, a structure for the life that supports your uniqueness in balance, so that as ojas comes up, ojas is immunity, it's strength, it's resilience. If we have a high level of ojas, we're content. And ojas can be developed, cultivated. And when we have a high level of ojas, because of the imperfect nature of life, we can pick and choose. So let's say we choose, to have that apple pie that we love, or we choose to drink and dance all night. If the ojas is high, we can do that thing, and the cost, there will be a cost, but the toll will be minimal. And if ojas is low, any little thing will blow us about. Our energy will be depleted very quickly. Our immune response will not be effective, because disharmony costs more. So anything that's not efficient, if my digestion is disharmonious, my body has to work a lot harder, and that will come from my immunity. And so these cycles of tamas, rajas, sattva are very beautiful cycles, because we can become friends with them. And as I become friends with my own ignorance, I'm eager to learn. And I'm okay with being disturbed by new knowledge, because I can take that knowledge and I can target pathologies, and I can treat them starting at the nidana in a way that promotes, very long-lasting, stable, harmonious progress. Does anyone have any questions for me at this point? Okay. Welcome. We have a newcomer. Happy to see you. I'm not sure that's your name. It might be, it might not. Viola. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Okay, so we're aiming for sattva, and we can take time. There's a prescribed methodology, which I have learned and am studying, around analyzing the mind, the body, the spirit of a person, and taking this knowledge of Vikruti, where there is imbalance, and addressing it from its source. So we are designed to self-heal. And when we move past ignorance into a higher level of knowledge, then, we can create the conditions to self-heal. We have an Ayurvedic lifespan of 125. I believe that's very achievable with this knowledge. And also, this is empowerment, because if we are reactive to our environment, then we have a lot of stress, because we are vulnerable. We are lacking power. We can empower through knowledge, learning what is best for us, what is not best. And then we have the power of choice. So this is a very empowering opportunity. The power to prevent disease. Many people do not know that the very first symptoms of disease for Vata will be gas and constipation, a little gas and constipation. For Pitta dosha, the first sign of imbalance will be burning indigestion. And for Kapha, the first sign of imbalance will be sluggish digestion. These are not even on the radar of most people. And when we learn to hear that whisper and we reverse the Nidana right then and there, you know, a little gas. Okay, what is causing that? Do I have too much movement in my mind? Are my routines not regular? Is my body dry? Do I need to moisten? Do I need to hydrate? Am I not holding my water because I need oil? And removing the opportunity for that. In the case of Vata, the pathology would be constipation and gas, then moving to systemic dryness, if that Nidana is not reversed, and then moving to feelings of cold and fatigue. So we know, maybe we've experienced or we've known someone who has very cold hands and feet. This is Vata that has gone deep into the system. So, you know, we actively, wherever the stage of Vikruti is, you know, we go back to the Nidana and we treat it with opposites and we allow that self-healing to happen. For Pitta, burning indigestion moves to burning mucous membranes, moves to feelings of warmth and intensity. And then this will progress into disease if it's not addressed. For Kapha, sluggish digestion will move into edema or swelling. We'll move into paleness and coolness, systemic paleness and coolness. And we can learn to, you know, really understand that pathology and also the tissue layers. So when we have imbalance, the first tissue layer that will be affected will be the rasa tissue layer. These are the waters of the body. Then we have the blood tissue layer, which is the rakta. And then we have the muscle tissue layer and the fat tissue layer and the skeletal tissue layer and the nervous system. And then we have the reproductive tissues. So as we're digesting our food, the usable substance that we receive from digestion first goes to the waters, and then what's not used by the water tissue layer moves to the blood, moves to the muscle, moves to the fat, so the tissue layers are progressing. It is very, very important to have the right intake and the right balanced digestion to build healthy tissues. You know, building one layer upon the next, with those most subtle of tissues, the reproductive tissues, being the last to receive their nourishment, the most refined tissues. So the gifts of Ayurveda, you know, really live on forever through healthy reproduction, because every little thing that we look at, every thought that we think, every aroma that we smell is digested by our mind, body, spirit. And so, you know, we work gross to subtle. First, we purify the physical body, and then there's further purification that we want to have happen, because as we purify, we make room for the spirit. And as the spirit comes in, we heal. As the spirit comes in, we are most truly ourselves. You know, we are confident, comfortable in our own skin, and we glow, and we're not wasting energy. And we are magnetic, and we have our unique dharma to offer. So that is a broad-based sharing of Ayurvedic wisdom, which I would love to customize for anyone. I was offering tongue analyses in the playroom. We can look at the tongue and we can see exactly what's going on with your digestion. It's all right there on the tongue. We look at the color, we look at the markings, we look at the tissues, and there's a lot of information.
And if they can follow you to your room number 24, if they want to stick their tongue out at you and have some analysis.
I will invite you for that.
invite you for that. Okay, and I believe you do have, I do believe you do have a door prize, don't you, my friend?
And I have a great door prize.
Yeah.
My door prize is a full Prakruti Vikruti analysis, which is $150 value. We spend a few hours together and we look at every little part of your life, your body, your mind, your spirit, and we assess what is going on. And then I share this to you in a report of findings, and we customize lifestyle prescriptions so that we can move starting with the 3 pillars and moving more subtle to allow more sattva, more power, more love, more energy, greater longevity, more immunity into your life. So I'm choosing my number.
Lovely. So guys, as she writes down her number on a piece of paper, put in the chat a number if you want to wish. What is it? 1 to what?
1 to 10.
No, we have more than 10 people in the room. You got to go more than that. You
20.
gotta-
Okay,
No,
so I'm gonna choose a new number because that
no,
was
go to 1 to 100 at least.
all right. All right, I'm choosing a new number, 1 to 100. Is
Can
everyone
we
ready?
play? No,
Yep.
no. Can we play? Are we allowed to play?
We can't play. But Joan Francis, I have a special offering for you. So I would love to speak to you later.
Yes.
You guys,
Can exchange.
you guys can work out a trade together.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I know you want to play. So put down your number in the chat, everybody. And Tina wrote down on a piece of paper a number from 0 to 100, and the closest number is going to win an hour session with her. So get ready. Okay, we're going to count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Tina, what is?
I've
number?
only got 1, 2, 3, 4 entries. Would anyone else like to enter?
You're still coming in. What number do you have?
Do we want to collect all the entries first? Sherry?
We can't keep going on. We can't wait for all the entries. So right now, as they're still entering, we're gonna
Okay,
stop.
so we have winner of
What is the number, Tina?
67.
Hold up your paper. 67. Wendy Miller.
Congratulations, Wendy.
Thank you very much. Look forward to it.
Awesome. Do you have my information?
No,
And shall I take yours as well?
yeah, I'll put down my email address. Yeah.
Perfect.
And you can also follow her to her room if you want, room number 24. Because we are going to be telling you guys what's going on in the other rooms. Right now, we have 9 o'clock. We have Holly Broderick, who's Holly Be Healing. She's doing chakra meditation, card readings, channeling. She's also a medium, so she channels the deceased. If you want to go to room number 1. Room number 2 is if you want to have private sessions with anybody. We have people that are ready to give you some free time, and if you want to go a little deeper, then you could pay them directly. So we see Wendy Miller's email in the chat. Okay.
Congratulations, Wendy. Thank you, everyone. I'd love to see you in room 24.